I'm afraid to say. In hindsight now, I can see it all so fucking clearly. We ended up putting this up as a segment, okay? At the time, I had Nicholas in my fucking DMs complaining about this stuff, to put it simply. And the thing is, I did like Nicholas. And I did value what he'd done for me. And I didn't want to get into a big fucking blowout fight with him over fucking Ethan Klein coverage. I said, you know, maybe we could have a conversation at some point and hash some of this stuff out. Privately. Because I knew that he wasn't really keen to come on stream. And I wasn't necessarily keen to have like an on-stream conversation at the time either, right? I didn't follow up on that. And we didn't end up speaking off the back of that privately. And from there, I guess we've just...
There seems to be this thing of not having private conversations or fireside chats to like hash things out. And I don't know why people have stopped doing that. Probably because they keep getting recorded and released. But that's by the by. I don't really understand why they didn't talk it out. Again, I think they should have gone on the RFC stream and just had a moderator and talked about it. But the time for that has flown. I can understand fully why you wouldn't want to get on stream and talk about this, because you're talking essentially about a friend. You're talking about behind the scenes friendship stuff of like, hey, we're meant to be friends. Why the fuck are you acting this way towards me? That's a personal thing. That's not even content. Like Nick wasn't publicly going, hey, Chudlogic, fuck you, for months. He was privately going, hey man, this is a little bit fucking weird. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, it's like there's like a pure disconnect there. There are people that like I think you just don't talk about if you want to maintain a relationship with them to some extent. Like any time that I mention Tommy C and like fucking Lumpy Willy's in the chat, I get like a ton of messages from Lumpy Willy going, oh, saying something about Tommy. Tommy will be interested to hear about this. In fact, actually, fuck, this happened, by the way. Vincent's in chat. I think Vincent did this in a Tommy stream. I said something about Tommy like a week or two ago, and Vincent went and like told Tommy about it. Now that's absolutely fine. That's cool. I don't mind that like Vincent did that, but that's like what you're kind of dealing with. Like, and funnily enough, Tommy messaged me about it and was like, Lamau, somebody came into my chat and told me about this take you had that we'd actually talked about. And I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Of course it fucking happens. Tards with the 5. I like how you'll listen to Diesel and other Tards, but you just hate everyone. Hoz, I'm going to crash out. I listen to Hoz. I don't listen to Hoz enough. Zeke with the 5. You are our rat logic. Holy fucking shit, bro.
Had like, you know, occasional backwards and forwards DMs. But nothing particularly crazy. Just occasionally
fucking, okay, no, hold on. I've never wanted to leak a group chat so much in my fucking life.
Touching base on this drama, that drama.
I skipped you, sorry, Penka. Beckett and I are the Cabal, we talk about apple juice. We do talk about apple juice. Thank you for the 5, Penka. Not gonna lie, I let SFO know you were gonna make a video on him. Thank you, Artemis, with the 5. Yeah, I didn't in the end, funnily enough, because I had DMs with SFO and the whole thing was so fucking retarded that I dropped that drama. But I very nearly made a video on SFO. Cool Anime with the 2. Hi, Vance. Happy birthday. So true. Happy birthday, Vance.
But then it got to a point for me when, to be honest with you, it just felt like the friendship was just kind of a husk. The friendship was just kind of like a husk, basically. And honestly, it felt like the only time that he reached out to me was almost like touching base, almost like checking in. You know, almost like checking in to see, is he still on my side? Is he still going to kind of like...
Okay, so here's where I'd stand with this. Like, fuck, I'm almost tempted to leak my DMs with Diorio, because Diorio doesn't DM much. He knows this. Like, if you looked at my DMs with Diorio, it is like a few comments from me every now and again, and a very occasional response from Nick. And I think I'm on the high end of people he responds to in the grand scheme of things, because Nick just doesn't respond to people. He's famously bad for it. So it's not a personal thing. But also, I don't know what their relationship looked like, whether they were just hanging out playing fucking video games or something. I will say that Nick hasn't been around with commentary generally. He's not been hanging out in group chats with people. Like, it used to be that we'd go into, like, it was a server run by Core. I'm just gonna leak things that I don't think matter, basically, because I don't think anyone would care. But there was a server run by Core, and we all used to go and, like, we'd finish a stream, and you'd go and jump into the server, and, you know, it'd be like people like Matt Pitt, it'd be Beavers, it'd be Xylee, occasionally Bowblacks. And then Nick would occasionally jump in the same way that he'd jump in like in an NR stream. But as Nick became like more busy and has been focusing on his own channel and growth and everything else, he's just been off doing his own fucking shit. He hasn't been talking to anybody. I don't think this is like particularly a Chud thing. I don't know how much he's been talking like in DMs to many people, but from what I understand, it's not much. I don't think that's weird. Nick's just off doing his own thing at the moment and being successful, which happens to an awful lot of fucking content creators. You have these older relationships and then your channel takes off. There are plenty of people like Mumbles or Reservoir who I just don't speak to anymore because I'm off doing my own fucking shit. It's not personal. I still like these people. I'm just busy. I'm not playing D&D with Diesel much anymore. I don't have fucking time. I really want to, but I just don't have the time. I got DM'd actually by my old D&D group today, being like, "Hey Beckett, how are you? We miss you." Oh, I miss you guys too. It sucks that I'm really fucking busy over here.
You know, be relatively reasonable. Is he going to turn on me or something like that, right? So
Barrel with the 10. What the fuck? I just got home. Did I read that right? Chud and Diorio are fighting. Wifey and I go touch grass for a second. I missed some major end fighting. And my favorite ginger is the first time I hear this. Well, I'm happy that my favorite ginger. Though, how many gingers do you have? Okay, and how much of a compliment is that? But yeah, this has been a long time coming. This is one of those weird things. It is really interesting watching the people who are surprised by it and the people who aren't, right? Some people are just gonna be like, yeah, of course this was gonna fucking happen, like me.
So it just felt like it was a bit of like a game. Like we had this friendship, but it wasn't.
Yeah, a lot of people who are in my circle around the Mr. Beast days either stopped posting content or just shifted niches, and we don't talk much anymore. Yeah, I saw Quinthio in Nick's chat, and Quinthio's off doing his own thing. He's become more of like just a general commentary, like fucking daily video kind of person.
Really a friendship. I felt estranged. I felt like he didn't really like me that much anymore, and no one else liked me anymore. But I couldn't really put my finger on it. And that was kind of it, really. So it got to a point where I just stopped responding to him. And he would send me a DM and be like, "Hey," or...
See, okay. Like, like, it's so weird to, like, watch a fizzle out of this fucking relationship, because, like, I don't... Like, if people stop messaging me back, or if we stop talking, generally I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. But if like Chris stopped DMing me, if Diesel stopped DMing me, we just stopped talking, I'd be like, okay, we actually need to deal, like, clearly something's happened, right? Like, you're clearly like, isn't that the point where you're like, okay, we probably need to sit down and actually fucking talk about this, because there's clearly an issue here,
or like, you know, something like that. And I just stopped responding to him. And then I made some comments about him to Pisco. Do you remember that? I made some comments to Pisco about how much Nick blocks people and that I felt estranged. And guess what I got when that started getting shared on social media? I got an angry DM from Nicholas, didn't I? I got an angry DM from Nicholas. Nicholas was in my fucking ear once again. Chud, I've tried to be your friend. I've tried to message you. What are these comments that you're making? Right? And once again, I tried to play the fucking peacemaker, because this is the thing with Nicholas Diorio, dude. This is the problem. Okay? He wants to have a private conversation to cool things down. And I, to my discredit, criticize me for all this if you want to. I've allowed that to happen. And I've been like, do you know what? I do like Nicholas. I do appreciate what he's done for me. I don't want to get into some fucking fight over this, okay? Yes, I have been a pussy. I have been a pussy. Call me a pussy, certainly. Certainly, yes, okay? And here's the thing. I see people saying, but you ignored him, right? So when he came to me, and said, you know, you made these comments on stream. I said, well, yeah, I feel a bit estranged. Obviously, none of the commentary guys like me anymore, which kind of sucks, right? It kind of fucking sucks. And then Nicholas reveals to me, and I didn't actually know this at the time, he said that he'd gone sour on me over this stuff and how we'd spoken privately, and I hadn't followed it up. So he was challenging the idea that I was estranged. And it's like, well, you're telling me, yes, I was estranged. You're telling me, yes, I was estranged because you upset me with this and how you handled it afterwards, that I didn't really want to fuck with you anymore. So I said...
Yeah, but again, these comments don't exist in... Okay, I don't know whether this is just, like, retarded, but the comments don't exist in isolation, right? You know that, like, Nick is getting shit for this. And it's like... It's really frustrating, because I do see Chud's point with this. It's, like... Go back and watch the opening spiel. I agree with Chud on certain parts of this, of like, we are all content. If you put something out there as fair game, I have been criticised by Queeman, for fuck's sake, of taking things too far when they're like public content. I've done this with Erudite, where it's like, if you put something out there as a public figure, if you say something about your life, like if people want to make dead mum jokes about me, it is out there. It is public. We have made it public. It is fair fucking game. But like, at the same time, you can't have it both ways. You know you're going to piss people off. It shouldn't be a fucking mystery to you. That, like, it shouldn't be a mystery to Chud why people have stopped talking to him. Because, again, the same shit happened in Twitch poll. Like, with the same, like in almost exactly the same way, when his relationships broke down with people, it was largely, if you go back and watch, if you go back and find the old content on, like, his arguments with Rhizome, what are Rhizome's complaints about? Now, Rhizome's a fuck. Dude, I'm trying to stay green. Like, Rhizome is a massive cuck, by the way. Like, fuck this shit. But, like, it is, you have spicy chat, you have, like, this community that wants to fucking eat all of us. You are harboring these people. Those are the accusations. Now, to be clear, I have, for the past 4 years probably, pushed back on these spicy chat allegations that, like, this community is just evil and, like, Chud's evil for harboring them. I think that is I do not think we as content creators are that responsible for our communities. I just don't like that buy-in. I didn't like it when people posed it to Medica. It would be and many people didn't like it when it was posed to Medica in that way back in the day. It's hypocritical, in my opinion, just to be like, well, your community is like a fucking shitter community. Yeah, we all have shitter communities. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it shouldn't be a mystery to you that many people are going to get pissed off with you over this, because that's what's been happening to you for years. If you don't like it, you need to break away from that community and, like, kill that area. Chud, like, is siding with that community, which is completely fair to do. The question is, like, where people, like, fall on that. Do you want to associate with Chudlogic? How much does it matter to you? How much do you give a shit? Right? There are certain people, like, let's just take a modern example for me, like Malcolm's community. Malcolm's community is full of shitters who hate me. Like, if you go to Malcolm's Discord and you bring me up, you will find a ton of people who are like, fuck this Beckett guy. Fuck him. I hope he dies in a ditch. I am still friendly with Malcolm. I still like Malcolm. I don't give a fuck what his Discord says. Like, who cares? But that's a personal choice. If you offer, like, I'm trying to think whether it would be different if I saw that in Diesel's community. If I saw constant shit talking about me in Diesel's community, and then Diesel went on stream and was like, yeah, no, fuck Beckett. In fact, actually, I mean, maybe a better example is Tommy, because, like, Tommy's chat will occasionally talk shit about me. And, like, Verse will, like, bitch about me, and I don't know. I don't really care. But I can see why it'd be annoying. And if you know it's going to piss people off, well, just shut it down. I don't know. It depends what relationship you want to maintain, really, doesn't it? Kai rides with the 2. Man, listen to those lies Chud might be saying. I think, look, again, I think that this is a very particular perspective Chud is giving, but I certainly think that he is misrepresenting the Christmas stream and why a lot of this fell apart the way it did. And the only way to really answer that question, by the way, is to leak how much people knew about the Destiny stuff ahead of time. Because that's the point of contention, really. It's who had the most information and where people's cards were at.
said, listen, we don't have to have a big blowout fight if you've got some issue with me. We can just go our separate ways and call it a day. And that can be the end of it. We don't have to have a fight like you always do. And he seemed at least somewhat...
Yeah, Chud really needs to learn to put his foot down with this chat. It depends how, like, again, I don't know if it's having to put your foot down. It depends how much you react to them. I don't moderate this chat at all. This chat, it's very hard to get banned from it. Like, I've had people come in here and, like, you can scream, you can shout about whoever the fuck you like. And I've said to people who I'm friendly with, just ignore the fucking chat. But I won't side with you guys if I think you're wrong.
What accepting of that?
Take Malcolm as a good example. Many people in this chat fucking hate Malcolm. I just don't care. He's making content. People need to not take this shit so personally.
And he said, well, good luck with whatever you're doing over there, or something like that, right? It was a bit like, okay, well, that's a bit weird, but okay, I guess that's that then. I guess we're just not gonna, you know, play any games anymore and just go our separate ways. Toxic relationship, bro. And then after that, the Turkey Tom stuff happened, and I think it just set the grounds for Nicholas to take great issue with me talking about the big sweep perhaps being on. He took that very personally, and yeah, he went into this massive fucking tirade privately after that stream. Felt very much like, you know, like this is going to be the constant flow with Nick. It's that I'm going to make some comment on stream, and he's going to come angrily to me privately. We then have a private conversation, resolve it.
Okay, but hold on. What's the alternative here? Just, what's the actual alternative here? Because, like, what was anyone meant to do in this situation? Because the only alternative I can see is that Nick responds to you publicly. If you take a shot at him over the Ethan Hassan Destiny stuff, what's Nick meant to do? Go on stream and be like, oh, sorry that I like having a load of viewers, Chud. Like, enjoy your fucking shitter drama or something, or like, how's the pirate software stuff going? Like, what's Nick then meant to do? Right? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to work out what the response is meant to fucking be, bro. Oh, dude. Platinum with the 279. Would you ban people called sorry, dyslexia, I can't pronounce that. Would I ban somebody for saying they're mechanical? No, probably not, Platinum. Artemis with the 5. I also feel like Logic should take more responsibility for not following up with Nick and ignoring his messages. I think that the ultimate responsibility here is like, if you know that relationship is fucking crashing, somebody needs to pull the fucking band-aid off, and it wasn't going to be fucking Nick. It wasn't going to be Nick. At the end of the day, like, it took something for Nick to get really pissed off. I think part of the problem is as well, like, Nick's, and probably why this went so south in the way it did, he's not super favorable to Ethan only. I mean, he, like, again, he hates the San and shit, like, but, like, that's, yeah, obviously.
But nothing's really resolved, and there's still this underlying tension. And those messages were the first time that I realised he'd had this problem with me about this and how it happened afterwards for months. So yes, I was estranged. None of the other commentary guys like me anymore. And Nicholas had had this issue with me for months that he hadn't really expressed and just hadn't really kind of been honest about. So yeah, it was just this kind of unending underlying tension. Dude, this idea that I'm some fucking snake when people are waiting till I go on holiday to start talking all this fucking shit about me? Are you fucking serious, dude? Literally, what have I done wrong here? What have I done wrong? How am I... Dude, it's insane. It's
I mean, okay, again, though, like, it's not like that's... should be a fucking surprise. Like, none of this is... I don't like the way this is played as, like, a surprise. Because it's like, Chud knew that there were issues. Chud was aware of this because of the Tommy stuff. I don't know whether he just didn't take the Tommy stuff seriously. Whether, like... It seemed, I've argued with this with other people about the Tommy C fucking shit, where they're like, well, Tommy's just crashing out after Chud. He's not going to pull any audience. That was never the point. I'm kind of amazed that you don't see the, like, obvious angle of where Tommy was, like, throwing what weight he had. Right? Because the reality is that Tommy C does have some weight. He's very well connected to people. He's been around a long time. And that's exactly where he was throwing the weight. And no one seemed to see it. No one in Chud's community, look, people in Chud's community who I've spoken to seem completely fucking unaware that's what the intention was. It's actually kind of amazing that people don't understand, like, the optical play that was being done, or what the intention was, or whether, like, it's like, bro, what the fuck did you think he was doing? It's like, it was never a play for the audience. The Willy stuff, like the shit Willy was saying, was never a play for an audience. The Willy stuff, like again, the shit that Willy pulled, and I don't think it's any secret that Willy and I aren't on fucking good terms by any fucking means. But Willy's play was very much around Queeman, Justilk, this Chud community. These people are a fucking cancer. They need to be cut off. That was Willy's play, and it was very, very public. So I don't really understand. Like, it's like, it kind of amazes me because it's like it's obvious what the target is. Why are you playing into the target? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's cut people off so that they can't have the conversations anymore. Because, like, right now, if someone goes live from this little group about, like, certain people, there's no audience overlap anymore. No one's listening, so you can't do any damage. That was the intention. Fuck. I just said it. It's really annoying. It's really annoying because, like, I can see the pieces being moved, and then I'll tell people, and I have told people that pieces were being moved in those directions. And I think I've said it publicly before now, and then everyone's just like, "Nah, don't think you're right there, Beckett. Don't think so." Really? Well, look where we are now. Platinum with the 699. You heard it here first, Beckett. First, folks. Beckett is on his balding racist Brit arc. He doesn't acknowledge gear makers. I don't. It's terrible. Wookie with 2. CC, the Cannelloni community. Falgi and Diorio. So true.
Fucking insane, dude. I'm responding to some deranged attack that this fat loser made about me when I was on holiday and wasn't really in a position to respond. Okay, fine. I'll show it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'll show it. Fuck you, Nicholas Diorio. Fuck it. I'll show it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the fucking interaction. So this is obviously an example of me not responding.
Justilk is cancer, not gonna lie. Do you know what? I really like Justilk. I genuinely like Justilk. I've never had a bad fucking interaction or conversation with Justilk. I don't feel like the people defend Justilk enough. Again, he's off doing his own thing. He's fine. Justilk seems pretty fucking straightforward with shit, but like that's just made like, I don't know. He gets, like, wrapped into this shit, but ultimately Justilk's just trying to do his own thing. Leave the poor guy alone.
Tim, I just saw a clip of you saying, I don't like you anymore, but you haven't answered a DM from me since September Lamau. I did try to keep comms open. Hey, man, yeah, I've had a lot on, and honestly, it's difficult to know what the deal is. We've gone our separate ways in many ways, and obviously it does feel a bit shit that no one really likes me anymore from the commentary space. I do probably have issues with some of your coverage, but I don't want to keep talking about EHD, and honestly, I've always appreciated you and the things you've done for me.
Okay. Here's the thing with leaking DMs. It is fine to leak DMs if you're trying to prove a point. But the problem with something like this, where you've got like long-standing DMs or something, where you've been talking for a long, long time, is you need to leak everything. You need to just be like, here are all our conversations. Here's how all this shit happened. Because leaking like a little section of this is just an invitation for Nicholas Diorio to go live and completely control the fucking narrative. Because it could be that Chud is completely in the right here, and like Nick's been constantly coming to him and going, oh my god, Chud, I can't believe you're fucking doing this. But you've leaked one fucking section, and it's just now Nick gets to go to a far larger audience and completely control the fucking narrative. Again, what are the fucking dude? What are the player? What's the player? Abigail with the 5. What kills? Also, you need some stickers. Thank you guys so much. Much appreciated for hitting the goal. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. It makes a huge difference to my, sense of self, I guess. Maybe. No, it doesn't at all. Anyway, Abigail D with the 5. What kills me is that this is literally a workplace drama. Like, I'm locked in because I'm nosy bitch, but this is a glorified co-worker friend breakup. Yes, it is. That is completely correct. Artemis with the 5. Unfortunately for the cannoli community, Diorio blocked Full G. True. Okay, here's the thing with Diorio blocking people, by the way. You know, you can pay him to unblock. At least he used to do this. Diorio has always blocked people on Twitter. That has what he's been doing for the past, like, 5 years or something. And if you want to, like, get unblocked, it used to be you just subscribe to him. Okay, because like I've heard Diorio say this. His view is, if you're gonna be fucking annoying on Twitter, you're gonna pay me for it, right? If you're gonna annoy me on Twitter, pay me. He's got, like, this is the other thing as well. He's got, like, this private he's got a private Twitter that he took. It's the Bunty King one. And you can just apply to join it. It's fine. It's just his little, like, there's not much there. But he's never been mad if you screenshot it or anything. He doesn't give a fuck. I've shown it on stream before. Kai Rise with the 5. It's a real workplace. It's real weird, not gonna lie, watching Chud pull a bullet, the DMs, load it into the gun, and then hand the gun to Nick. This is the dumbest move. Yeah, just read your fucking DMs out on stream. Just leak the whole thing. I don't know. It's just like it really, like, it's the same with Google Documents. It really is all or nothing. It really is all or nothing.
So I make snarky jabs from time to time to signal that I disagree. But I don't want to blow up the little bridge we have by going full schizo.
But also, who gives a shit if a random creator blocks you on the internet? I don't know, dude. I mean, like, I'll admit that some of this is, like, pretty fucking gay and cucks.
Attacking you. I guess I feel estranged. Just to be... So, I feel estranged. I feel like he doesn't really like me anymore. I do like Nicholas, and I have been friends with Nicholas, and I do appreciate what he's done. Yes, I know. Yes, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. It's fine. It's fine. Say your piece. I'm a pussy. Whatever you want to say. Just to be perfectly transparent, this conversation soured my perception.
But here's the problem. I'm going to keep coming back to this. If you're friends with somebody and you value that friendship, shouldn't you have been, like, sorry, like, I'm trying to be careful with my phrasing because I'm aware that I am being pretty, I don't know. I don't think anything I'm saying here will come as a great surprise if Chud sees this. But, like, wouldn't you be more careful with it? Like, there are obviously friendships, like, do you know what? Actually, again, I can only speak for myself, but there are definitely relationships I'm careful with because I'm friends with people. Right? And sometimes you're like, that's a relationship I don't really care about. I fuck it, whatever. But there are definitely relationships that I'd be careful of. My relationship with Diesel is one of those. Absolutely. In fact, Diesel and I, quite early on, fell out over something. Or nearly fell out over something that I did. And I'm not gonna say what. It wasn't the Destiny stuff. It was way before this. But he didn't know if he could come to me. And I was kind of pissed off he didn't just come and talk to me and be like, oh, Beckett, I don't like that you've done this thing. And I particularly wasn't pleased because I was like, you could have told me ahead of time, motherfucker, because I was talking about this. I was talking about doing this. And we talked it out and it was fine. It was fine. He was like, I wasn't sure I could come to you and be honest with you. Some people are really precious, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, if you've got a friendship you care about, you're careful with it. Because, like, it probably matters more than some like, I don't know. Like, your relationships with people probably matter more than, I don't know, 50 of your concurrents, right? If like, let's be honest here. Let's be really honest. Most people don't give that much of a shit. Like, the vast majority of people who watch us are watching and lurking. They're not in the chat. They're probably not, like, tied into the community. They just enjoy watching this shit and they don't really have a massive side to it. You're probably not going to burn as much of an audience as you think you are. Just, like, having it or being a bit kinder to one person. New goal? Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm caught up in this. I've been watching this shit unfold for the past 2 years. I'm actually pretty invested in it. Do you know what? I'm pretty fucking invested at this point. Please let me restart that goal. Also, my goal is being really weird at the moment. When I restart it, it's gay. It's gay. Fantasy. There we go. Fantasy with the 5. I love messy friendship drama, despite the fact that it probably won't matter in like a month. I wonder how much this will matter in a month. There's quite a potential here that this is going to matter quite a lot, actually. Kick him with the 20 Swedish Daddy Beckett. Maybe no goal for Siggers. I got a goal. I got a goal up. You got a goal up. I mean, this is a bad situation to be in. Right? you've got a situation where Chud is essentially now getting isolated off, and he is kind of on his own in the sphere that he's sat in now, surrounded with people like Dickers or Parry or Queeman, who've kind of grown out of his community. He is the big person in that little sphere, but now his ability to reach out with people is entirely based on his own reputation. It's not based on anything else. And speaking as somebody who reaches out to people fairly often, more common than I'd like to admit, or most people would like to admit, it's friends of friends that can really help you sit down and have a conversation with certain people, right? Like, I probably wouldn't have had a conversation with Parlo if it wasn't for Dickers. I wouldn't have spoken to Vic if it wasn't for Himpleton. So even these little shitter relationships, that feels unkind, actually. Both Himpleton and Dickers are doing well. I retract that. I apologize, guys. Even these smaller creator relationships actually do matter. They make a difference. Himpleton has done some excellent work recently. Dickers has done some excellent work recently. Those relationships with those two creators are can be very, very useful if you want to get into certain pieces of drama, because they've done the good work. And as another content creator, you can benefit off that in the same way that people who've come in to do ACC content have benefited off their relationships with me. When somebody was making a video on the KP stuff, it's like, come to Beckett, talk to Beckett. What does Beckett know? Oh, you want to do something on the ACC? Go and talk to Beckett, because people like this is a fucking ecosystem. We are reliant on each other. The Abigail D with the 2. Hope this guy stays estranged says estranged one more time, dude. Chud would never have talked to Muda if it wasn't for Nick. Yeah, of course. And I know there was a little thing where Nick was feeling bad about the Muta conversation because of how it went on both sides, at least to begin with, until like Muta was outed as like an absolute fucking cuck. Anyway,
so he's talking about something that happened, what, in May? In fucking May 2025? So he's had a problem with me for months, hasn't said it to me. I've then felt estranged and like we're not really friends anymore. And he's telling me now in 2026, oh yeah, by the way, I have had a problem with you for months. Bro, what? So yeah, that's why I feel fucking estranged then. Because you've had a problem with me for months. Like he's acting like, well, I still tried to message you. Yeah. But you didn't like me. You had a problem with me and didn't say anything to me. So was right to feel fucking estranged, bro. Dude. And then, apparently as well, on top of that too, apparently Nicholas has been talking shit about me as well. He's been talking shit about me behind the scenes too. And that's where some of the Tommy C stuff came from. Why did you let this fat leser rape you via DMs? Because I'm too nice.
Hold on. I don't think there's any evidence for Nicholas Diorio for months talking about shit behind the screen. I've said this before. The only thing I have ever heard Nicholas Diorio say about Chud is positive. If, like, people may have been coming to Nick and being like, fucking kill Chud, but he didn't do it, and he didn't just go to Chud and be like, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill you. Like, I don't... So, I don't know what you mean. Again, everything I have ever heard Nick say about Chud privately has been incredibly fucking positive. I don't... Dude, this is so retarded.
Nice. Because I'm too nice, bro. I'm too nice all the time, dude. So in my perception of you, I have many friends in the online ecosystem I disagree with, make different content than me. That was never an issue. Despite this, I did attempt to keep the bridge open regardless. So yeah, I mean, that backs up the feeling of feeling estranged. It's all good. I'm not mad or anything. Things change. People do different things. Listen, man, not everything has to be some catastrophic breakdown. I know you're used to that. He was like typing here, I think. And I just thought, okay, well, let's just fucking call it a day then and go our separate ways. Yeah, man, good luck with whatever you're doing over there. And that was that. In the New Year's stream, you put Tom in a corner to talk about things he knew about privately regarding the situation in a public manner. Bro, dude. I love the little rewrites of history that are happening here. That I put anyone in a corner. I was just challenging people that were saying retarded things about a topic. I didn't put anyone in a fucking corner, dude. Tom put himself in a corner by saying retarded things about the Destiny stuff. I am a softie, bro. I am a softie. And also, I don't want to fucking have some blowout.
So there is an element here where that is true. Like, the entire fucking... Dude. All of them put themselves in a corner. Okay? All of them put themselves in a corner. They should have been... People should have been far more careful about those fucking DMs. But... I think that's very much a group thing. And that probably should have been addressed after the stream of, like, holy shit. Like, everyone put themselves in a fucking corner with that. What are the dates of those DMs? So the DMs happened, like, fucking November, December of last year. Of 2024. But they were around, like, people in commentary had seen them very, very, very early. Like, people were well aware of these fucking DMs existing by the New Year's stream. Right? They had gone around commentary. And, like, while not everyone in commentary had seen them, they were discussed. People were aware of them because they'd been mentioned in multiple fucking VCs. Because the conversation was, is Destiny fucked? Yes, he is. There is DM evidence of Destiny being fucked. We're not fucking with Destiny anymore. He is done. He's over. It's gone. It's done. Yes. People were aware. People were very, very aware. Kairais with the 2. Beckett, what are the dates of those? Sorry. Ties with the 13 months of coping. Thank you very much for the crabs. No, the ones on stream. Chud has on stream. Oh, this is like... This is like January 2026, I think. God, that's not great quality, is it? Yeah, January 2026.
Fight over fucking Ethan Clark.
Yeah, this is recent, right? This is like around the time where Chud was making the comments about on Pisco stream. Fantasy with the 5. You're telling me I'm getting messy drama in the future? Even better. Oh, dude. I mean, like, Nick says that this is the last response he's going to do, that it's over and it's done. We'll see. We'll see. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, fuse is kind of lit, right? And now, like I've just gone live to talk about it, right? And there's going to be some people, I can already see fucking people on Twitter being like, well, Beckett said that Chud is retarded for responding to Tommy C. What a brain dead take. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's naturally what's going to happen. Obviously. So this is, you know, you're dealing with a load of overlapping audiences and people who have content creator relationships. Yeah. It's obvious you're obviously going to deal with like a fallout of that. It's coming. It's unavoidable. How many times has Nick said he's done talking about Bobby? 10? Dude. My argument always was Nick doesn't need to rush it, especially if Nick was going to release content he never had. If Tom was actually lying, having to give some grace. I mean, yeah, I would argue that actually Nick should have been the last person to really cover the Tom stuff because they were so close. You know, like when I say last person, I mean like give it a couple of days. Ultimately, like at the time, it would appear like what people would expect, and it would have been a mistake. What people would expect is Nick to try and set up a call between him and Tom publicly. That would be the expectation. And Tom was smart in that he refused to talk to anybody. He just went radio silent with everyone, which was complete. So many people make the mistake of just being like, I need to go and do a tour. I need to defend myself. And it fucks him over. Tom just releasing a video, releasing a video is the best way to do it. Spitfire with 10. How does this not bring Nick's integrity into question? Nick was moving different just because Tom is his friend. I don't really know what you mean. I think that's human. Everyone does that. Everyone does that. Everyone does that. What do you mean? Everyone does that with people they have pre-existing relationships with. He covered it. He said that if Tom was guilty, he would, like, cut him off. He'd stop the podcast episode coming out. Like, yeah, it just seems like that's the correct thing to do. What was he meant to do? Just be like, well, I know I'm friends with this guy, but let's just, like, try and be as... I don't know. Let's burn him harder? Yeah, he flagged his bias during his coverage, which was an obvious bias. I'm not sure what anybody expect. I fucking hate this retarded shit. It's like, what did you expect to happen? It's like when I was dating, like, Star. Why aren't you commenting about the Stardust stuff, Beckett? Why the fuck do you think? Obviously, I don't I don't know. Like, what do people expect commentators to be? Like, completely, like, cut off and isolated? Like, we just live in a bubble? And listen, I know we're losers that have no fucking lives. That's why we spend our time pissing around on the internet. But I think it is highly fucking retarded to just be like, well, you know, you've got to maintain all your credibility. We're human. It's the reality. And if you look at any content creator who is still around because they managed to maintain some sort of relationship with people, they have done this with somebody. They have, like, they temper their takes. You just have to be aware of it. That's all you can do.
For a number of reasons, but there was an undeniable hesitancy, and massive channels didn't pick it up. But they did pick up the response. But they did pick up the response very fucking quickly, didn't they? They did pick up the response very quickly.
Teddy with a 10, he was obviously meant to do a stream titled Turkey Tom Rate Review. He did it, probably, maybe, most likely. People are reaching so hard for this to still somehow be Nick sweeping for Tom, or Nick to just be wrong about everything. I think that part of this is to do with the fact that Nick has moved away from the old commentary audience. I think that's a really big part of it. And you can almost see this with some of the lyrics stuff, right? Where, like, there is a contingent of Lyric's old audience where it's like, you've abandoned us and you've changed as a content creator, so fuck you, basically. And I think Nick, as I said earlier, has become a lot more mainstream. He's a lot more fucking mainstream. He's and the content he now produces is much more for a mainstream. It's much, like, more geared to a more mainstream audience. He's picked up huge amounts of audience from the Ethan Klein stuff, which is way more fucking normie than what commentary was, than what the RFC group, or the hangover from the skeptic community that came over during the Tonka stuff, or these kind of groups. That's just a reality. And most of that old commentary community has fucked off to Lolcow Live. That's like, there's obviously going to be, like, elements there where, like, Nick's changed. Nick has changed. We all like, do you think the people who are watching me, like, the fucking 30 people watching me back on Twitch poll aren't sat there being like, Beckett's changed. Beckett's a different person. Like, of course they fucking are. I have obviously changed. My content has obviously fucking changed. My opinions, like, certain bits of my content will change year to year, right? I'll be like, okay, cool. I've thought about this because this thing happened last year and I'm having a reaction to it. And now we're going to move a little bit. Access with the 10. I mean, what does Chud want? For commentary to act like Twitch poll, dropping day one hardline opinions and stories with minimal information that makes them look like idiots later. I don't think it's about what Chud wants. I think it's Chud going, hey, this is content. I'm here to make content. And this is the current content that is hot, and I need to cover it. I think that's what Chud's doing. I think that's what Chud's always done, and that's fine. But unfortunately, you're going to find that you burn an awful lot of bridges doing that, in the same way that all of us do, right? There are definitely people I've burnt bridges with because I've just been like, yeah, fuck you. And if people will remember that one of the massive criticisms against me in, like, January last year was, why didn't you talk to more people, Beckett? Why didn't you wait more? Bucket. Anyway, Teddy with a 10. Honestly, I just like the creator of my favorite Charlie Kirk assassin video 1. Okay.
Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think it is that some of these channels that could have covered the original allegations but didn't bother and instantaneously covered the response, why do you think they've decided to do it that way? This, like, I get it, right? I get the fucking meme. Oh, Chud. Oh, you were calling everyone a sweeper. But now you're on vacation, you're not covering the response video. Aren't you kind of a sweeper, dude? Well, I get it. I know it's fun to be smug, even if it's not really honest and correct, okay? Because it doesn't really get to the heart of what I was talking about. But can we be fucking honest about something? Do people really think that I wouldn't have covered the allegation if I was streaming the Wednesday after it fucking dropped? That would have been the first thing that I fucking spoke about, having covered it so fucking extensively. But people want to do this gay meme where, because I was pointing out that people weren't talking about the video initially, of, oh, well, now you're not talking about the response, so you must be fucking sweeping. First of all, question.
Okay. Dude, this is a little fucking autistic. That Yes, obviously. Obviously, you're on holiday and you can't respond. Holy fuck. Next time you meet Chud, you need to go through his bank statements and see how much he spent on Lady Boy ping pong shows. Dude. Well, listen, we'll find. Listen, if Chud's got any issues with anything that I say in this, or even gives a shit, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think he gives a fuck what I say during this stream, because I would be very surprised if he gives a single fuck, basically. But the reality is that, I mean, I miss going on Chud streams and talking to Chud about shit. I miss having call-in streams and panel streams. It's kind of like why I like Dickers and Himpleton at the moment. Do you know who I watch? I watch Dickers and Himpleton at the moment. Those are the streamers that I watch most of the time because they have interesting call-in streams.
He does not want to...
Beckett, don't you think it says something that you can say whatever you want about Chud and he won't care, but Nick messages people when they are critical about him or his coverage? No, because I think you're missing a key point here. If I was critical of Nicholas Diorio, Nicholas wouldn't give a shit. He wouldn't message me about it. We're not that close. We're just not that close. I don't think people realize how close a friendship Nick and Chud had, right? If I went live and started saying some crazy shit about Chris the Narc, I'd get DMs about it. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course I fucking would. If Chris the Narc went live about me and said some crazy shit about me, I'd DM her about it and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's going on here? It's just that if you're not that close to somebody, or, like, you don't care... Like, again, if Queeman goes live covering this, like, bit of commentary that I'm doing, which wouldn't surprise me, actually, if Queeman did that, I don't care, because I have a relationship with Queeman where, like, I would expect that, it's fine. The reason Chud, I don't think, will care about what the fuck I'm saying here is because Chud knows the game, right? This isn't personal. This isn't because I hate Chud. It's because I disagree. Like, I got issues with how this is being handled. And I disagree with them. And it's just the game. Right? As for Nick, the only time, like, when Nick has, like, stepped in with me, the only time he's done that is when he's actually tried to protect me. When the Destiny stuff was happening, Nick stepped in and was like, hey, I'm having to defend you to other people, Beckett. Because, by the way, Nicholas Diorio was behind the scenes defending me to other people. Right? Nick had the ability to, like, end my fucking contacts with everybody. And some people really wanted him to. You only have to go back and, like, well, I'm cool. Like, again, I've got no issue with this. I don't care. I said so at the time. But you only have to go back and look at Tommy C's coverage of me, where Tommy is ranting about how I need to be run out the fucking community. And to Tommy's credit, by the way, he apologized for this. It's not, like, it's long ago. But, like, if I said something out of pocket about Diorio, that was, like, a take or disagreed with him, I don't think he'd give a single fuck. I don't think I'd hear about it. I would hear nothing, right? Cool Anime Girls with 5. Okay, but you can't say it wouldn't be funny if Chris first stream back is just complaining about you just to annoy you. That would be funny. He should do that. I miss him streaming. I mean, I get to talk to him a lot more than you guys do. I am trying to get him to come back. Because he's got thick skin and doesn't react to everything. What are we talking about Nick here? I think part of Nick's annoyance, and this is just my impression, I can't mind read the guy, is that Nick feels like he brought in Chud, he promoted Queeman, he was raiding into Queeman, he went on, like, Just Ilk stream to talk to him, and he feels like he was, like, helping these guys grow, and then they just stabbed him in the back for content. I think that's how Nick sees it. And yeah, you know what? If my impression was I'd help somebody grow, and if Falgi came out and, like, started, like, fucking backstabbing me, I'd take that bit more personally, because I've got a lot, like, I've raided into Falgi. Falgi's been on the stream. I've promoted Falgi's work. Which is good work, by the way. I'd be more annoyed by it, do you know what I mean? Cole with 2. TBY gets Eiffel Towered by Microtone and Nuxtaku. I don't know what TBYS is. I've got no fucking idea what that is, but okay. I've got no idea who the fuck that is. Nick even said on stream today it was because of the backstabbing, right? I mean, yeah. Because also from Nick's position is he went on streams with Just Oak and Queenman and discussed this stuff. I'll think before you sleep. Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen him doing this like gay tribal shit. I was really depressed to see that. Actually, I actually quite like. I listen. I still watch anti-SJW content. You can laugh at me or whatever. I don't care. But think before you sleep. Before you sleep has some interesting anti-SJW content and is like very much in that bracket where it's still like interesting. It's still super gay cultural stuff, but I'm like, dude, this tribal shit, bro, I thought better of you. You absolute like fucking dude. Super fucking gay. I think we need to sweep for the VTuber and this Tectone guy because of Sandbad. Fuck off, bro.
To be challenged. He does not want to be challenged on any of the shit that he's doing, okay? He is suckling shekels out of Ethan.
I think the shit talking annoyed him. The questioning Nick's integrity by claiming he'd cover up abuse essay pissed him off. I'll be honest, if somebody was like, yeah, well, Beckett definitely won't cover this thing because he's friends with this person who's definitely a rapist. Yeah, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off too.
Ethan Klein's cock like nobody's fucking business, okay? And the moment someone starts challenging him too much on it, he cuts it off. It's done. It's done. He doesn't want to fucking hear it, bro. He doesn't want to fucking hear it, bro. Okay? He's done it with other people, and now he's done it with me. Do you know one of the things that we spoke about in DMs, right? In a joking way, I made a bit of a joke about it, but I floated the idea of maybe having a conversation on stream about this stuff. The EHD stuff, fucking all of it. All of the shit that's been going on over the past few months. Because I figured there seems to be no way to resolve this fucking tension that's between us. I thought we could go our separate ways, but apparently not. Apparently that's not possible. So maybe that's the only way. Maybe that's the only way we could actually resolve this. And he said he didn't want to have a gay conversation about the friendship allegations, but he would perhaps talk to me about the Turkey Tom allegations if he covered it in a way that I disagreed with, or something like that. And now
I don't... Dude. What does a stream... Okay, like, I've just said that I'm going to go on and have a conversation with Just Oak later, right? And I would describe myself as friendly with Just Oak. I would actually describe, for the people who don't like Just Oak is one of the few people who I can have a fairly harsh confrontation with, which I certainly did over the Cherry stuff. And he just deals with it. And, like actually doesn't hold any grudges. You can still have a relationship with the dude. I like Just Oak for these reasons. And I enjoy talking to him. But I also know that when I talk to Just Oak later tonight, anybody who is on the Chud side of it, or like the fuck Nicholas Diorio side of this, is not going to be swayed at all, and it's not going to look good for me. It's not going to win anyone over. It's a complete waste of fucking time. It's a conversation that will exist purely because I'm quite happy to talk to Just Oak and do some content together. That's the only reason to do it. Because from an audience perspective, when you've got shit like this, it just makes no fucking difference. Makes no difference, bro. So having a stream conversation about, like, your friendship is, again, pointless. The only reason to have a conversation, or the only way to have a conversation like this is privately. Because essentially you're talking about private matters. Nick offered a private call and you ghosted him. Yeah, that's in the DMs, isn't it?
Obviously, I'm assuming he's never going to talk to me again. That's my guess. Do you actually have a problem with him farming? No! I do not have a... Sorry, this...
What do you mean Just Oak molds in private and had a community full of shitters, bro? Listen. Hans?
It's another thing I just want to debunk, okay? This idea that I...
Zeke with the 10. Hey, Nick wants to come on my stream so I can farm you for drama and debate you out of our friendship. Will I let chat rip you apart so I can make money? I don't even think it's about making money. I think, do you know what? This is a fucking pure, this is purely my opinion. But I think it is entirely to do with Chud's, like... The way Chud seems to view this stuff is like everything needs to be public. We don't do these gay private conversations. And a big reason for that, in my opinion, is how he was treated in Twitch poll. And commentary is just not Twitch poll, despite the fact that it's slowly morphing into it. Lol with the 5. Oh, Nick, give up the easy thousands of dollars a night because I personally don't like Ethan Hassan Destiny is backwards logic. Lamau. Yeah, if you don't like the content, which I don't like the Ethan Hassan stuff, don't fucking watch it. Don't cover it. It's perfectly so. I have been fine. This channel has been perfectly fine, barely covering any of the Ethan Hassan Destiny stuff. And you know what? The channel's doing well. Channel's doing well. Barrel with the 5. My niece just said that clown is hella lit. They must be swank they must be a swank artist. The way she said was too funny, so I had to share. Thank you. I think this was Tig's art. I think Tig did this one. I might be wrong. I do have some incredibly lit artists though. That is true. Lit's a great word. We don't use that enough anymore.
I've got a problem with people farming things, okay? I've never had an issue with someone farming the fuck out of something. Okay, I do not care if.
Kick him with the 20 Swedish Beckett. I chuckled for half an hour last night. Happy to help.
Someone farms.
Oh, what the horse thing? Oh yeah. Oh god, Steam has a fucking horse festival on, and I was like, oh, partnership with Vosh. Partnership with Vosh. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Also, quick shell, like and subscribe, do all that shit, buy a membership, give a super chat, all that good stuff. Thank you, guys.
Pick to the ends of the fucking earth, as long as there's honesty and credibility in doing that, right? As long as there's honesty and credibility in doing that. Do you think Nicholas Diorio's Ethan Klein coverage has got honesty and integrity? I'll ask you, and you can fucking decide.
What? Okay, again. You know what? I will say this. I think there are elements where Nick's position has maybe moved, but I don't think it's over the Ethan Klein Hassan stuff. I think that the biggest move I saw from Nick was during the lawsuit stuff, where he was like, I'm probably going to take down people who like are just clipping my stream and re-uploading it. But I don't think that's a wild move. I personally disagree with him. But generally speaking, I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough of his Ethan Hassan Destiny coverage. What is wrong with his Ethan Hassan Destiny coverage? What is wrong with it, bro? I don't think anybody's ever explained this to me. Like what? Like I don't know. Queeman had this whole thing of like Hassan's worse. The like fucking Willy video was bad. Willy's dishonest. Is that? I think those are the main ones. Like, fuck, bro.
I'll ask you, and you can determine whether you think there's honesty and integrity in the coverage that he's doing. And that is the fundamental issue. There's this bullshit fucking thing that he and others do, where it's like, well, you farm this, and you farm that. You farm this, and you farm that. Yeah, farming isn't the problem. It's the way that you farm it, and whether you do it with honesty and integrity. And the thing is, maybe Nicholas is honest and has integrity with his coverage. But the problem is, he won't let anyone challenge him on it in an actual conversation.
Okay, so here's also the reality of Nick's size. His girth as a content creator. Why the fuck would he? I'm sorry. It's always lose-lose. It's always lose-lose. When you hit a certain, like, fucking concurrent level, bringing people on to challenge you, especially when it's debate bro-y shit, is always a lose-lose, bro. You are always going to put yourself in a situation where you are going to be on the, like, bad side of something, right? You're like, the best case scenario of bringing on a smaller content creator to argue with me is I lose 100 concurrents. Because I'm not going to gain anything off it. Why would I? Especially if you don't believe that you're going to get like an honest feedback to it. Also, guys, you are owed some stickers. Please let me give you some stickers. What shall we have? Let's have some sticker bowls. Please enjoy this sticker bowl. I really appreciate you. As always, guys, you are fucking incredible. Thank you so much. Also, Jens telling me to look at DMs. I will look at DMs. Give me a second. I'm going to reset that goal. Oh, shit. Okay. Can somebody archive? Don't need to archive, actually. I'll get it from... apparently, Give an Ant is phoning into INUT. We might do a Give an Ant stream this weekend. I've been meaning to do that for fucking ages. Anyway. Yeah, that's definitely a constant risk of the other party getting eaten alive by your audience. I mean, yeah, you've got the Why, dude? Why? I don't understand I don't know what the incentive for Nick to have the conversation is as well.
Why didn't you say that before? I've said to Nicholas repeatedly that I've got some issue with his coverage on certain topics, but it's never been enough for me to make a big fucking meal out of. But apparently, he felt differently, and he did want to make a big meal out of it. But only when I was away on holiday, so I couldn't respond straight away, because he's a fucking pussy, okay? He wanted to wait until I was away, so he didn't have to deal with the immediate blowback of me talking shit about him. Because now, he can just ignore me and go, well, I've dealt with that now. And I'm just another person that's fucking...
Shogun, can you just fucking tweet things at me? Hold on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Chud's update. What was it? What am I looking at here? Oh, okay. That's funny. Lamau. Okay, that's funny. Listen. That's a win. That's a win.
Backstabbed him or something.
Thank you, Shogun.
He's a hypersensitive
wrench.
coward. He's conflict avoidant. I can be conflict avoidant. I'm not even saying I'm innocent of being conflict avoidant in all of this, okay? But he relies on a friendship with you in order to, you know, make you feel...
So this is all just Chud crying because Nick didn't want to deal with Chud constantly asking him to prop up his stream by coming on to debate some problem Chud invented? I think that's an unfair way to put it. I don't think Chud juggles creator relationships very well. And I think this is a fallout from Chud not being able to juggle creator relationships very well, bro. That's just the reality. I think that has always been the case. And at some point you have to choose. There are definitely people who I am friendly. Like, do you think that there are people like who look at like Vlad and are like, why the fuck is Beckett friendly with Vlad? I don't want to watch this guy who's friendly with Vlad. Fuck me, bro. There are people who won't watch my channel because it is called Cope and Seethe. I'm not kidding. There are people who view like the name of this channel is a fucking litmus test. It's just like, dude. But I think that's, you know, you sort of have to pick. And, like, maintaining your friendships is, like, kind of important, bro. I don't know. It seems pretty obvious to me.
Feel bad about even taking a couple of shots at him publicly.
Fair. I don't think he's capable of having friends, even if they weren't potential content. I don't know if that's true. But, like, I would say, like, again, I've said this about Chud. Chud is a different person when you meet him in real life. Chud is a pleasure to be around. Chud is a pleasure to be around. I have vastly enjoyed the conversations I have had with Chudlogic. But I also know, once again, for a fact, that if I was in drama tomorrow and it was big enough, Chud would cover it on stream, bro. Like, it's always like again, you have to, like, in the same way that I know Queenman's going to criticize me and then talk shit about me. You just have to be able to deal with that. If you can't, and I don't think commentary is the environment for this, I don't think that's how the commentary community fucking works, this was always going to be the fucking outcome. Because it's not about, like, debate broing people. And, like, actually some of the gayest content within commentary is the debate bro shit. You know?
Over his coverage of a topic. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's wretched. It's totally fucking wretched, dude. Dude, there are other creators that I have had very robust disagreements with, and we've been totally fine afterwards. We've hopped on stream. We've argued about something. We've even maybe fallen out in the course of the conversation in some fashion. But things have been totally fine afterwards. But not so with Nicholas. In fact, Nicholas doesn't even want to have the fucking conversation. He wants to wait till you're away and then get some jabs in, burn the bridge, and then go, well, I've dealt with that now, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. It's dealt with. You know, it's very transparent. And then he doesn't have to fucking worry about being challenged on this shit that he's doing ever. Because anyone that ever represents that they've got an issue with it, he'll find...
Part of the problem is... Fuck me. Part of the problem as well is that let's just not pretend that Chud is not harsh with people that he's friendly with, okay? Let's just not pretend. The content I am most embarrassed by is my 2019 to 2021 debate bro wannabe arc. Bro. You fucking should be. I've seen I've seen some of that. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I look at some of the debate bro shit I did back with Twitch poll. It's fucking gay. And I'm so sick of dealing with debate bros after the Aiden shit last year. I'm so sick of it. What was I going to say? I think one thing that's worth considering is just how Chud... Like, did anyone see the 3-hour fucking argument Chud had with Dickers? And then the, like 30-minute section Chud did the next day calling Dickers, like, deeply disingenuous? Obviously, Chud is annoyed at Dickers for that conversation and then goes live to essentially bitch about Dickers for 30 minutes. Like, bro had like 6 hours sleep and then clicked the go live button again to bitch about Dickers after like arguing with him for 3 hours. This idea that like Chud is above it in the same way that I'm not above it either, guys. This isn't special to Chud. Like, none of us are above this shit. We need to stop fucking pretending. I just feel like, dude, I don't know what I'd do in Chud's place if like someone dropped something like the response, like the criticisms Nick did against Chud while I was on holiday. I'd probably come back and be like, I just don't fucking care. I think that's the only way to really deal with it. It's just to go, listen, my friendship's over. Nick's burnt the bridge publicly. Who the fuck cares? You guys, my audience, didn't like him anyway. Fuck Nicholas Diorio, move on. And this is the criticism I'm giving over like the fact that Chud responded a couple of times to Tommy C's shit. It's like Tommy C had like at the time 100 viewers average, okay? SFTP was just not doing well. Tommy was like, Tommy knew this. It's like, so why the fuck are you responding to like Tommy C? What the fuck are you doing, bro? Who gives a shit what Tommy C says about you? It's just so retarded. You know this. You've watched other people do this. Kick him with the 20. Happy birthday, Seethe. I wish I knew it was going to be his vacation. I would rather take the credit. I think I did. I don't think there's anything wrong with being petty. I again, it's like, what's the standard here? I'd do that. I totally do that if I knew someone was going to be aware, not going to be able to respond. I don't know why we're pretending like this isn't content. Like, this isn't just, like, how everyone works.
Find a way to eventually cut them off. I suppose Nick's big point was the conversation being on a channel. We saw he was farming him. Sorry. Did you guys ever watch Augie's show? Did you guys ever watch Augie's fucking show? Like, this is the thing, bro. Commentary's just changed. Commentary...
Hold on. Again, though. It's not Augie's show, is it? It's your show or it's Nick's show. Augie's is like a middle ground channel, right? And Augie's getting that content. And this is why it needs a moderator. This is why we need to bring back a panel show. It's why we need to bring back Now Recording. We need to return Now Recording, okay? Someone needs to go and find Matt Pitt in real life. I heard he's massively enjoying his life, by the way. He's very happy not dealing with any of the shit. Someone needs to go and kidnap fucking Matt Pitt. Augie would also testify that I donated tons of my time there at detriment to my own channel and content. Yeah, it's like a middle ground thing. It's not the same as inviting somebody onto your stream to discuss an issue you have with them. It's a fucking proving ground kind of stream. It's not the same at all. And also, this was also the case in Twitch politics. There were proving ground streams where you'd go on. One of them was Chud's. It wasn't people going on to argue with Chud. It was to people being brought on to discuss the drama that was happening with Chud and give their side of it.
It's changed and people don't want to have conversations anymore. And that's fine. But then when I say, well, why not get on a stream and talk about it? You're just farming them for content. Dude, we used to farm each other for content all the fucking time, bro. I used to talk to Nicholas regularly. I talked to Augie a little bit. I used to talk to Willie Mack regularly. And it's fine if you don't like someone and don't want to...
Okay, but again, that's not farming people for content. That's farming content with another person. Right? It's not the same fucking thing. If I bring somebody on who is like, if I bring like fucking Diesel or Toastify on, I'm not farming Diesel or Toastify for content. I'm talking about content with Diesel and Toastify. People are also pretending Ogi's channel was like Kumite, where we just attacked each other every night. It was predominantly goofing around. Yeah, it was like pissing around and then occasionally something happened, right? It was like the Kumite, you could take pretty much any Kumite episode and it is a drama being hashed, like a drama happening. Of like Tonka being like, oh yeah, we need to get this person on and we'll pay them to be on, because that's what it was. And the RFC wasn't that. Essentially, the RFC was a friendship group. That seems to be what it was.
Want to talk to them? Fair
and occasionally flamenco.
enough. But this ridiculous.
Predatory Night, 3 months of coping. Hey Beckett, how you doing? I am good. I'm good. I've had a really busy week, but I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Idea that it's like farming someone to get on a fucking stream with them, when it's just the common way that you deal with disagreements and issues in this fucking space. Of course. And this guy's such a queer dude. This is little fucking strategy now. Sat in his fucking Discord of Drulians. Fucking, oh, I could tell this was content as soon as he started telling me how much he respected me, lol.
So here's part of the problem with the Discord thing as well, because I don't like the Hugbox Discord stuff. But in this case, like, and again, it seems pretty obvious that Nick knows that he's being watched. I don't know. I don't know whether I want to give Nicholas Dioria this much fucking credit, but he's clearly responding to Chud's comments in this stream, in his Discord, in a way that Chud will read it on stream. Like, I was like, you're just responding. Like, one of the comments Chud brings up is Nick basically directly talking to Chud through his fucking Discord. Because, like, Nick knows his Discord's being watched. Now, I think there is a difference here. With screenshotting someone's Discord, or even, like, taking a screen recording of someone's Discord, and re-uploading the entire thing to a website, so it's like a live feed. I think that's... I don't know whether I care that much. I do think it's weird. I think that's a weird thing to do. Ivanant is on with I know. We'll deal with it. We'll cover it tomorrow. Dude, I do think it's weird, but it's also, yeah, like, Nick's aware. And Nick has always been fine with clipping and screenshotting. I've never seen Nick have an issue with that. In fact, I mean, I feel like I've leaked things before, and other people have criticized me, and Nick's defended me for it. So, I don't know.
Chud's mad he's losing subs. Someone clipped all the times I talked about him, and I think it was like 22 minutes total. Dude, it's wretched, bro. He just sits there in his fucking pathetic little safe space of Drulian commentary viewers.
Oh, actually, this is one of the things I wanted to say about this. I argued with Tommy about this. Because I was like, why... why is Nick in his Discord talking to these people? And Tommy's like, well, this is pretty common in commentary. Like, Tommy will be in his Discord talking to his fans. In Now Recording, the Now Recording boys would be in their Discord talking to their fans. And I did think about it in a bit. And I'm like, maybe this is a bit of a culture clash thing as well. Because I'd think it was really weird to sit in Discord and talk to my fans about an ongoing drama. I'd be like, I should click the live and talk about it there. And I don't post in my own Discord very much for that reason. And I think maybe this is a culture clash thing. So, but at the same time, Chud has sat in Spicy Chat talking about ongoing dramas. Like, Chud has done this. Six. Do you know who hasn't done this? Do you know who hasn't sat in a drama in their Discord bitching about, like, other content creators? Me. I'm better than all of you. Fuck off.
That jerk him off. It's pathetic, bro. Totally pathetic, dude. Sat here watching, seething about the coverage here. Oh, and he spoke about you for 22 minutes. Yeah, those 22 minutes at a time when I was on fucking holiday, and you know I wouldn't be able to fucking respond straight away, you fucking coward. Fuck me, dude. Trying to act like he's not fucking watching when he's obviously sat there fucking seething. Won't have a conversation, though. Won't have a fucking conversation. Because that's content. That's farming someone for content. Which is apparently fucking bad now. Fucking loser, man. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Fucking ridiculous. Sounds like you're the mad one.
Didn't Chud get cut off by Destiny because Chud and DK were talking about Lauren Southern with Chud's viewers? So, the Lauren Southern stuff was basically leaked through Chud's stream. And Chud took responsibility for it and defended DK. And to be fair, I don't think many people know this. Destiny was trying to get, like, go after Destiny was trying to set his audience on DK. He was like, DK needs to be destroyed. This is one of the worst guys on the fucking internet. And DK, look, I've known DK again for a long time. DK is just a dude pissing around on the internet mostly. He's a good editor. He's certainly not the worst person. I mean, like, Destiny was going after DK's girlfriend at the time as well. Boots. It was fucking bullshit. But yeah, it got leaked through that. The reason Destiny cut off Chud was because he was, like, just burning everyone at the time, right? As if, and it was bullshit in a lot of ways. Like, as if Destiny wouldn't do exactly the same fucking shit. Like, what a fucking cuck. But at the same time, yes, there is that element where, like, Destiny viewed Chud as a little orbiter. Chud stepped out of line, and DK burnt him, and Destiny burnt him. Ultimately, the Lauren Southern stuff was meant to be so secret. I mean, it basically caused it. It seems to be a major contributing factor to Destiny's divorce, from what I can see, at least publicly, from what Melina said. Yeah, not defending Destiny at all. I just think it's weird for Chud to be mad at people talking their Discords with their viewers. This is very much a narrative that's sort of grown out of this shit. I said to Tommy, I don't know whether I'm partly responsible for this in some respects, because I have bitched about people sitting in their Discords talking about me quite a lot, and I know other content creators have picked that up. I don't know whether that's a general thing, or something that because I bitch about it all the time has just bled into, like, the consciousness in some way. I don't know whether that's too much of an ego take. I'm trying to think of other people who really bitched about this, but I think it's just me. I think I'm the one who's been bitching about it with everyone doing it. My general take is if you're a content creator, you should be saying things like on your Twitter. You shouldn't be leaving comments on YouTube videos. That's very much the way I view things. Bro, your ego is insane. True. I'm trying to think of other people, because apparently this is normal. Other people are telling me this is normal, Chris. I blame me.
Bro, dude, look at this guy. Look at this dude. This segment has no gas. I missed like the first 45 minutes, but I think this will just be a nice, clean break between our communities. How convenient, bro. I manipulated him to give me silent, bro. Dude, this guy is such a fucking pussy, dude. Dude.
Sorry, the reason I say it is because, like, everyone I've heard bitch about Nick doing this. In fact, everyone I've heard bitch about Nick doing this does the same thing, don't they? I mean, maybe, I don't know whether Queeman does. But Aiden's got icy chat. Like, lots of, like, isn't everyone doing this? Like, I don't know whether I've thought about it this way. Isn't basically every content creator doing this, except for, like, I don't know, a few of us over on this side where it's just like, this is retarded? I don't know. Yeah, do you know what? Fuck it, thinking about it, this is actually a retarded criticism.
The point is, what this guy does, he doesn't want to have a public conversation, and I'm happy to not have a public conversation about stuff, but he leans into that. And he'll send you a little message and try and have a private little conversation to smooth things over, and then you move forward and you just don't talk about it again. That's his fucking strategy, bro. That's why he does this little thing where he reaches out to you. He sends you a little message.
Literally missing his point. Jesus Christ, Beckett, what's the point? What am I missing here? Like, if I'm missing something here, tell me. Because, like, as far as I can see, most content creators seem to be in their community talking about creators they hate and dramas that are going on, right? With their audiences. Isn't that what basically everyone does? Again, I'm just like, if I'm missing something here,